Hello. Welcome everybody to episode 13 of Shooting the Shit, a Tottenham even talk show with me, leader Dorset Spur. I am today surrounded by my three amigos, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Mason, Dean, and Sweary Alex. You can decide which ones. You can decide which one's which. Um, we probably shouldn't be. We should probably shouldn't be the good, the bad, and the ugly. We probably should be the passive, the lazy, and the complacent, maybe, to sum up our Tottenham at the moment. Anyway, so listen, if you guys are happy to start, we'll crack on. Lots to talk about. Obviously, a terrible defeat against Ipswich. Guys, if you're in the stream and you want to leave comments, please feel free to comment. Tell us how you're feeling. Tell us what you've got to say. Tell us how you feel about that result against Ipswich and Galatasaray, and we'll try and answer your comments and questions as we go. So, I know we've been talking before the stream started, been having a little bit of a rant and a bit of a moan and all the rest of it, but I'll start off. Let's just try and go through it, and my trainers. We'll try and go. We'll try and go through it. We'll try and go through it a bit at a time. So we'll start off. Listen, I'll start off with you, Dean, because you're right there at the top next to me. Overall view of the performance on Sunday? Go.
I really didn't see one, Lee. Honestly,
Put in the pin.
it was so bad. It was so bad. Fair play to Ipswich. I mean, they come out. They're a big physical team. I didn't realise how big they were until sort of they was all wrapped around like Vicario, and you couldn't see him. He was like a little kid in the sweet shop. He was ridiculous. It was like, me, but nowhere near it. Nowhere near it. They was some big units in there. And they done a number on Spurs, but we didn't come to play. We came to make sure that we didn't get hurt and we could still get on that plane, go see our friends, go see our family, and go play for Argentina or Spain or wherever the plane may take you, because we didn't turn up at Spurs. That's for sure. I still ain't gone over it. I really haven't, and I should have done by now. Normally, you go, it's just a game, but it is really, really painful. What you go on social media, they're all at it. Everybody is so pissed off because instead of going right, we've won that game, we've turned Ipswich, who haven't won a game yet. Here comes Dr. Tottenham. We've got so many fucking names. Us as a team, Dr. Tottenham, really Spursy. No other team's got that. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. No other team has got them titles.
No.
But that shows what we are. I don't get it. We should be third now because it should have been an easier game for us. We should have been scoring, but there was no intensity. There was no press. There was no speed. And it's just terrible. Absolutely terrible. We all get there. We all spend our hard-earned money to you get up at stupid o'clock to travel there, to get there early, to have some breakfast, and we all meet up. That's the best part of the fucking day, is getting there and meeting everybody. Right? We'll have a few beers, we'll have a bit of a dance and a singing LTs and all get on up. And you go down there with a lot of hope, right? And it is that hope that kills you. And then we watch that game, and at the end of the game, so many people were pissed off. And the thing I can't get my head around is when we win, everybody stays behind, right? So the local businesses, Lee makes a load of money because everybody's in the concourse drinking and eating pizza and like, hey, we want to stay and sing. They're there for another couple of hours, yeah? But they don't. Everybody just files out the door in silence. So, he's got to look at it as on a business point of view. He's losing money hand over fist when we lose.
Yeah.
And the atmosphere, like at the end, booing. I get it. I really do. Because, like I said before we come on, if a bricklayer built a brick wall and it was like that, all going down the line, there's no way that the customer would come out and go, "Oh, you've done a really good job, brilliant. Here's your money." They wouldn't. They go, kick that over and start again. And that's what they're doing. If they was paid on performance, they would be going home with no fucking money. That's for sure. Nobody on that team even Ange, would be paid today or
Yeah.
on Sunday. Just wouldn't.
No, again, mate. Let's bring the other guys in here. What they got to say, Alex. Let's come to you. I'm assuming you're feeling very similar to Dean today.
Yes. All day, me
You
and Dean have been
concur?
salty. We concur. He's been phoned me all 3 times today. Bless him. I could get, well, fuck me. There was no effort. I'm just watching it like I normally do. Just put it on next to me and have a look. Everyone's walking around. Now their first goal. No one's making any fucking effort to get hold of the ball. I mean, his overhead kick is great, but for Cario, he's on his line. You don't stay on your line. You don't stand on the fucking line. You'll come forward a couple of meters or so. Therefore, you're making the goal smaller. So he ain't got a fucking clue. He's been bullied about. We just wasn't there. We just was not there. And the thing is, I said earlier, every team that comes to Tottenham, it's their fucking FA Cup, World Cup. They want to turn us over. So they come with spirit and, with the intentions of fucking beating us. And at the moment, shit teams like them Muppets have done it. And the players ain't bothered. And what they do, when they do score, yeah. You there, can you hear me? Hello, Lee's froze. Or have I froze?
No, I see you.
Yeah. Lee, you there?
No, he's gone. That's it. He's so that's how
Is
pissed
that
off
enough?
Lee is, right? Lee is so pissed off. He stuck himself a cardboard cutout in front of the thing and then sodded off down the pub. That's what he is. He's that pissed off.
Ah, mate. But no, it was absolute dog shit. And the thing is, like we said, not only that, you've got away fans in the East Stand now. Loads of them all taking the piss. And it's just getting really winding me up, sort of thing, But our
again,
team,
I think that's the occasion now, Al, isn't it? If you was
well,
winning
you
and
had
you was
grief.
turning them over, if we was winning and turning them over, you'd be sort of at them and going, mate, you sit there and be happy because you would, right? But because they're turning us over, it flips the coin,
mate. Honestly, the whole atmosphere, though, Dean. I mean, you had grief, didn't you? And I had a bit of grief because it just changes the whole atmosphere when you're watching Tottenham play a piss pot team that's just come up, sort of thing, and we're getting turned over by them. And yet the last few games we've done City. You can't beat Ipswich. Where's the continuity? There is none. But they just can't be bothered. Hey, here he is.
Oh, sorry.
Don't tell him what I said.
The internet dropped out, and I'm totally lost trying to get back on. What a nightmare!
Don't worry. There was no mention of trainers, mate.
No, that's good. Luckily for me, I got to miss all your talking because
sorry, mate.
You're quite boring anyway.
Yes. Well, fucking hell. You want to listen to you, mate? Honestly, I only talk to you because I feel sorry for you. Go on.
Thanks, mate. Let me bring some. I'm sure you've made your point, right? So let me just.
It's just frustrating.
Let me just move on to someone who can talk a bit sensibly. Someone with a different perspective. Someone who's got a little bit more sense about him. I'm going to come to Mason.
Hang on, I'll get his mum.
Mason, give me some positives if you can. What's your view of the overall game on Sunday?
There's a positive. Ready to listen?
There's a positive, but not for us. I'll tell you that right now. Not for us. No, not for us.
Tractor.
No, I think the only thing I can take away from that game is that Liam Delap actually might be. I reckon he'll make a big move this summer. Did you see the way he played? I think Liam Delap is a great player, but at the same time, there's no positives to take away from that game at all. I mean, the only thing I can say is that I've got a little stat here ready at the moment. Is that there's a stat here, right? It's a process. Okay, should we have beat Ipswich? Yes.
Yes.
The stat I've got here is that the top 4 Premier League managers after their first 50 games, Jurgen Klopp had 26 points, Mikel Arteta had 26 points, Pep Guardiola had 36, and Ange has 25. Only 1 point behind the other two, but then again, it should be 28. So take that as you will, but it is a process. It is at the same time, we should have fucking wiped the floor with them lot, but it's going to happen at some point. We are going to lose to these shit teams. We always
Not
struggle
twice,
against these. We've always struggled against a low block shit team like that. But I'll give Ipswich give them their dues. They played better than I thought they would. They didn't sit back for 90 minutes. They played all right. But it's always these shit teams in the low block when they're defending. We can't break them down. And I think that's why Ange said at the end of the game that he kind of takes responsibility for that, because it's every game we play these shit relegation sides. They sit back and do fuck all.
Well, they play
That's
with.
what they do. They do, though,
They put,
Mason. They sit back and then they put a ball over the top.
Yep.
Right? So when we're playing so high, they put the ball over the top. We've got two people
Straight
running
away.
in on them. Right?
Yeah,
So they're either gonna commit a foul, get a penalty, or at least, if they get a foul, they're within like meters of our goal. So
That's what I'm saying.
that's their game
Well,
plan.
But
well, the
this is
first
what
goal.
I'm going to say. Hang on, this is what I'm going to say. If when that scenario usually happens, who's there to stop it?
With Van der Ven.
Van der Ven, and he's gone, and Ange has got no contingency plan. As
So
soon
you
as Van der Ven
change it.
gets out the squad, exactly, but he doesn't. He's arrogant. That's what I've always said. Like even to the old man, Ange is great. I love his football. I love his football style and whatever, but he's too arrogant. He won't switch up even against Chelsea. That sums it up brilliantly. It's the way we play. Well, yeah, fair enough. It's the way you play, but you're down to 9 men. Do you know what I mean? Like, fair enough, you want your style to stay, but surely you adapt to different circumstances. If like that game as well, Van der Ven was off. He had to come off. When he's out the squad, there is no contingency plan.
I've got to be honest. All right, just picking out a couple of points that you made. Right, I personally didn't think that Ipswich were too much of a low block team. I thought they actually played quite well. Ipswich. I thought they tried to come at us. They didn't just sit and hold and all the rest of it. But as soon as you get a goal in front, you're going to be in a situation where you're forcing the other team to do the work, right? But for me, the biggest issue in my mind was Tottenham were just so slow, so laboured that it was back to back. The one for me who really annoyed me, if I'm being honest, was Romero. I've got a lot of time for Romero. I think he's a really great defender, last-ditch tackles and stuff like that. When he's playing offensively and he's pushing up, he's good with the ball at his feet and all the rest of it. But because he's pushing up so much, and I've said this before, because he's pushing up so much, gets caught out of position, who's going to mop it up? Van der Ven's not there, so we've got Dragushin, who's 23 years of age, supposed to be a great defender, but he's not the pace of Van der Ven. He's not the positional nous of Van der Ven, and he messes up. And so you're always then going to be on the back foot. And I just felt that watching him on Sunday, it was just side to side, side to side, side to side. And of course, Ipswich are going to sit there and lap that up. They're going to sit there and watch you do that all day long. They're thinking, well, you ain't hurting us from here. You're the home team. You're Billy Big Bollocks of a team. You're supposed to be the ones that are breaking us down and doing something about it. And it just wasn't going anywhere, in my view. And I do wonder, I know we touched on it before we went on live, about the international break. The fact that when we have this international break, we're losing. Are the players as committed to winning that game as we are as fans wanting it? We could have gone third in that scenario. All right, it's early in the season and all the rest of it, but does it matter to them? Does it matter enough to be going third when you're now sitting in 10th or whatever it is? Okay, there's only a few points difference between that and third or whatever the points has, but says more about the other team's performance than it does about us, right? Because we should be winning our games. It's all well and good, and we've said this before. It's all well and good beating Villa. It's all well and good beating Man City in the Carabao Cup, but you've got to beat everybody.
Yeah,
you've got to beat all these teams, especially the ones who you are expecting to win. But again, I'm going to come to you, Dean, on this point around it, right? Is this an issue of complacency? Because all of us was going, we should beat Ipswich. We're good enough to beat Ipswich and all the rest of it. If we're thinking it, are the players thinking it? Is that the problem? Complacency?
Oh, very much so. But at the same time, Ipswich have been playing well, and they've been unlucky getting beaten. The amount of times they could have got a point or could have won the game, but just doing a Spurs thing where they shipped a couple of goals in at the end. So they're not shit. They're not a shit team. But they done a number on us. They really did. But at the same time, we didn't play. Right? Five before the international break, we lost. Right? 5 games we lost before the international break. And we just don't play well. You look at Schmodics, that overhead kick, right? About 3 or 4 times now, that's where our goal has come, the opposition goal has come from. It's come over from our left to our right into that space where nobody is. That's where Porro, that's where
Johnson.
Brennan is supposed to be dropping into, right? Or Romero is supposed to be pushing into that place. None of them were around him. So he had all the time in the world to have his back to goal, the ball to come over, and him to jump up like a bleeding like a ballet dancer and flick it in the back of the net.
Yeah, but,
Nobody came anywhere near him.
It looked to
And
me
they've been
like
stopped
Johnson
down.
pulled out. It looked to me
He
like
did.
Johnson pulled out.
He did
Well,
it. That
there's-
goal was his fault. That goal was his fault. He could have put a foot in.
He could have come
could have
forward. He
moved
could
him
have
out the
come
way.
towards him.
He
Could have
just
come
stood there
towards
on
him
the
and
mat.
stopped him.
He just watched the ball fall to his feet, which was poor. From
yeah,
Joe.
no, yeah, he does. Yeah, he just watches it. But the thing is, over
Right.
Vicario, you don't stay on your line like that.
But
You
you
really
shouldn't have to
don't.
come. The thing is, Al, you shouldn't have to come off your line because your defence should push up to the attacker.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And push and get him off the ball. You watch all the big teams, right? They're always like in the shoulder, pushing them over, sort of messing about. You can't give him that much room. The ball's in the air, right? The ball's in
Yeah,
the air
jump up.
from our left. So you've got all that time to come. And our big Schmodics, he's 3 foot, and he. I mean, I know it's fucking Christmas, but he's he's an elf. He should be in an old pub by now, fucking wrapping up presents to prick. But no, he puts one in the back of the fucking net. So that's what I don't get. So I just want us to do better. If we can see it, right, as fans that are plums, we go to the game, we turn up in a minibus or in the car, have a few beers, something to eat, sausage. None of us could run the length of that fucking pitch without fucking getting to the other end and chuck it up, right? We couldn't. We just physically couldn't. But these are like athletes. These are high-paid athletes. They should be able to do it. And I just don't. If we can see it, and you go, like, mark him, and he don't. It's just like,
There's 6.
Here it comes.
There's 6 of them in the box. 6 of them, and they couldn't fucking get to it.
No.
But we should be stopping. We should be stopping the cross.
Stopping them before.
In the first place. Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, just had this comment from Hasper TV, right? It's the manager's job to motivate the players. Even for games like this, he does nothing on the touchline, even when we're losing.
Stands there. Yeah.
Alex, let me come to you, give you a chance to speak about it, right? But when Ange Postecoglou goes, it's my fault, I take responsibility, it's up to me to fix it and all the rest of it. Do you believe he's going to? Like, in my mind, I'm like, I don't, because everyone says that he's a great motivator, right? He's a great motivator and all the rest of it, right? But when you're watching him on the sidelines, it doesn't give that impression, right?
Yeah, no, he doesn't do anything, does he? He just stands there. I mean, we don't know what he says in the changing room, and I think we've said before, he just lets them get on with it. But you look at any other manager, they're motivating their team, or he's telling his players on the pitch what he can see, what they can't. You know, he's giving them directions. He doesn't do anything. He just sits there looking like he's going to a funeral. You know, with his hands in his pockets. They might get raised every now and then. I just don't know what kind of style of management, leadership, or whatever. It must be an Australian thing. It must be an Australian qualification, because he doesn't do anything, and it just doesn't make sense. You know, like Dean said, if we can see where they're going wrong, what is he doing then? And he doesn't say anything. You can't wait till half time and go, "Oh, I've noticed we've been doing this, that, and the other." He's got to fucking show some motivation. And and on the interviews, "Oh yeah, it's my fault." Well, we can all do that, but you know, he just doesn't come across like he's bothered.
Yeah, but I don't know how many times he can say that. Yeah, I'll fix that, because he's
exactly, because it gets boring. Well, if you're no good at your job and you keep saying, "Sorry, Gov, I fucked that up. Sorry, Gov, I've done the same mistake again. Sorry, Gov," they're at you. Off you go. So what's he waiting for? A payout? Like a big payout like they all get? So
I don't know.
none of them are fucking bothered. They should get a manager in there that's related to the club or has got spirit and passion for the club that wants the club to succeed. Not just get these mercenaries in there in 5 minutes, take the money, do shit job and go. Or they have a row of Levy and they go. I mean, how many managers have we had now? Fucking stupid. 15, I think it is. It's ain't stupid like that.
I think it's more than that. Mason, sorry to cut you.
Yeah, go on.
I want to, because Mason.
I've got to calm down.
Mason wanted to make a point. Go on, Mason. You were going to say something, and I don't want to just let your dad go on and on and on.
Go off on one. No, it's just I don't get the whole manager thing. It's who are you going to get in? You're not going to get anyone else in with a caliber. I saw a comment earlier about he's out of his depth. He's not out of his depth. People have already said he's a great manager. Even Pep said just Tottenham need to stick with him, crack on. He's not out of his depth. If he's winning against top sides, Man United away, right? If you said that before he signed, Ange's going to make us dominate at Man United away or get a massive result at City away. I get this all last season, Arsenal away, whatever. Then you'd say he's in his depth, wouldn't you? If he can cope with the big boys, then yeah, he's well within his depth. But I just think it needs a finely tuning. It's as I say, we said this last time when we lost to Palace after that meltdown. It's a rework. Everyone wants a rebuild. Everyone wants a rework until it's time for a rebuild. That's all I've got to say.
Yeah, but it just.
Hold on. Let me come in on there, right? So I get what you're saying, and I agree, right? Everyone wants a rebuild until they're in a rebuild. Yep. I think that you don't get to the level where you can pick up a job like this if you haven't got credentials or ability, right? And everyone that you like outside talks about Ange as a good moment. And listen, when we listen to him talk, when he does his interviews and all the rest of it, he talks really, really well. He's got great empathy. He understands from a fan's point of view and all the rest of it. What I'm seeing at the moment is a man that's under a great deal of pressure. But where's that coming from? Like, how can you have a performance like that against Aston Villa, right? And then go like that against Ipswich, right? With technically the same players playing the same way and all the rest of it. That can't just be the manager not being good enough.
No, it's
there's
not.
There's got to be something in there. And Ange actually said after the thing when we were talking about they were talking about the tactics of Ipswich, slowing the game down, constant fouls and all that sort of stuff. That they were using that time to get to talk about tactics or what they needed to do and all the rest of it. Well, why is Ange not doing that then? Like,
exactly.
If you're the manager and you can see it slowing down, why are you not saying to your players, look, this is a tactic. Don't get sucked into it. Get the ball moving faster. You're moving too slow. You're taking too many touches. You're dwelling on the ball, whatever it might be. I just don't get that bit of it.
Ange's biggest flaw is his arrogance. I said it last season when he joined. I said, it's all good playing this football, but he hasn't got a plan B. He has not got a plan B. When we lose a player, it's about the way we play. When we're down to 9 men, it's about the way we play. You need to adapt. I get Ange wants to instill the new philosophy. Maybe this is the way to do it, to drill it into their head that you have to play like this no matter what. But at the same time, it's stressful watching us play the way we play when we haven't got the equipment to do so. Like, you can't play a high line when you've got 2 centre-backs who are not the fastest in the world, but they're not slow, but they're nothing compared to Van der Ven. We can play that high line with Van der Ven because of his pace. I don't understand. It's like I see Dragusin as a Romero build. On the right, I think he's a brick shithouse. He doesn't move. He's there. He's ready. He's solid. I don't see the same qualities in Van der Ven as Radu Dragusin. I don't see Dragusin being agile, mobile, running the speed on him. I don't see that in him. So when we're playing 2 centre-backs of the same build in the high line, of course it's not going to work. But how come we can see that, but Ange can't? I think it just comes down to his arrogance.
So why is he buying Dragusin, right? Is he buying Dragusin to be the cover for Romero then?
Yeah.
And then he needs somebody who's going to be the fast, backup for Van der Ven. And
100%.
that's where we need to look. But to your point, right? if you know that player's in that build and you're going to use him for that, then you can't use him to be your racehorse who's going to go flying back like a madman and make a last ditch tackle for that. He needs to be further back. He needs to be more defensive.
100%.
Dean, I want to come to you. One of the things that's really pissed me off, if I'm being honest, because I hear it so often, right? Every time this team loses, we get the same old platitudes coming out from all of the players, right? We've seen Sonny. He's come out and apologised. We've seen Porro's another one who's come out and even Romero and that. And it's the same old shit about we'll come back stronger and all of this. Is it just me, or is everybody else just fed up with hearing those same old proper sound bites? Media trained nonsense. You want them to come out and go, "We were shit today. I don't know what's going on." Dean, talk to me. What is it just me?
Yeah, give me the honesty. That's all we want. We want the honesty. When you watch Ipswich, right? I know it's a little bit off topic. When you see Ipswich going down, and a lot of teams do it, they go down. Oh, I've got cramp, or I've got to pull the muscle. Bring on the trainer. They all then go to the manager and get more information. They get, where do we want to go? How do we want to play this? Right, they're doing this. They're going down the left. They're going down the right. When Ipswich are all round their manager, our players should have been all round their manager, going, right, let's get some information on. This is where they're beating us. This is what I can see. I've got people up in like the director's box and they're seeing this, this and this. But we didn't do none of that. We done none of the dark arts, none of the falling down, none of the wasting time, none of that at all. So, yeah, when the players come out and do their thing on the social media, I'm so sorry, we let you down. I feel sorry for the fans.
We'll come back stronger. We'll work together. We'll learn
we're not
from
working
it
together because it's down to you. Because we know, right? We would give our left bollock to fucking run up and down that pitch in a fucking full kit just for 10 minutes, right? Just to be on the Spurs pitch and go, I made it. I was there. That was me, right? These lot, it's just a job for them. If they win, they get paid. They go home to their mansion and their wags, right? If they lose, they get paid. They go back to their mansion, their swimming pool, and their wags, right? It means fuck all to them, win, lose, or draw. But I'd love to see a team to go, right, okay, we're going to do like performance-related pay. If you're shit, right, if you lose and you get turned over because the other team was that much better, then I get it. If you lose because you played so poorly, right, you didn't put the effort in, yeah, and they go, oh, yeah, but look at the stats. We've done more passes than Ipswich. Yeah, you did, because fucking Romero passed the Draggers in about 20,000 fucking times. Backwards and forwards. It was like a fucking set of windscreen wipers, mate. It was like that. Fucking Vicario was like it was at tennis, watching it go backwards and side to side.
Yeah.
And then when we did have a chance to go forward, right, we brought Ipswich onto us. Then go over the top. We've got the speed of bloody Brennan Johnson. Didn't use him once. Like, mate, this game has fucked me off more than any game that I've watched in such a long time. And I do apologise for my language and my rant.
No, it's true though, Dean. That's the thing.
Yeah, no, it is. No, it is. And I think this is the important thing, right? Is that, you can lose a football match. We can lose a football match. I get it, right? It happens. Every team can lose, and we've said this before. We've seen City losing, we've seen Arsenal losing, and all the rest of it. So any team can beat any team on their day and all that. But it's the manner of the defeat that's the big problem for me. The manner of this defeat is the one that really gets under my skin, because you could see it happening all day long. I had a conversation with Chris just when we was in the Gilpin, and I did a little thing with him, and he's going on, do you think Dr. Tottenham's going to come on? I'm like, don't say it, don't say Spursy, don't say Dr. Tottenham and all the rest of it, because this shouldn't happen in this game. And lo and behold, we have a Dr. Tottenham moment, and we are where we are. And that's why 2 days on, we're still really bitter and twisted and angry about it, because it's just, and now we've got this poxy international break where we're going to sit there and stew on it until the next game, and our next game just happens to be Man City away, a team that hasn't won in 4 games that are going to be looking for a win. So, and we're going into a bit more of a difficult thing. Alex, just going to come to you on this point, right? I've been talking about Ange and that, and I can feel how you're getting really wound up about it, that, right? But do you think that overall fan pressure is building on Ange now, or is this just social media stuff? And because it's whoever shouts the loudest gets heard. Do you think overall that like the fans are now turning?
It's embarrassing. That's what it is. That's what I say. It's embarrassing. Sunday was embarrassing. Will Ange listen? Does anyone listen to the fans? They don't listen. Like Mason said, he's arrogant. I think people will change their minds sooner or later if it carries on, as seen in the past. But I don't think he's bothered, mate. To be honest with you, I don't think he's. He might mention the pressure that the fans that are giving him. He's not bothered. He's too thick-skinned. He's too thick-skinned.
But do you think that the pressure is just social media crap, or do you think there is real pressure building on him now?
No, I don't think there is. As I say, I don't think he cares. He probably doesn't even look at social media.
No, I'm talking about from the club. What I'm trying to get to is it just a load of people on Twitter complaining and saying Ange out, or do you think that there is a lot of fans or a lot of pressure building within the club with Levy, the board, and all the rest of it? Do you think they're influenced by the fans or anything?
No, I think the management and the fans, mate, they just shut us off. They're not interested. So all the social media, all the pressure, whether it's from management or the fans, they're in their own little bubble, Lee. I don't think it affects them at all. Listening, listening to on TalkSport, Simon White and all that, and he says they're not interested in the fans. They've got a plan. You could say what you like. They're not going to listen. You're not going to sway their decisions, and they certainly don't think they're under pressure from the fans. It's like I say, they're in a different bubble. So it's all just hype on social media. The only people that are getting wound up and showing a bit of passion are the fans, us 4, and a few 100,000 people as well. They're not interested, mate. They're not interested.
Yeah, no, I get it. He's just trying to get that sense of where do we go from here. Like Mason said, who do you replace him with and all the rest of it. And you made a point about having someone who's connected to the club, who cares about the club and all the rest of it. I genuinely feel that Ange does want to be at Tottenham. I feel that he wants to be successful. I think he cares about the club, but I also think he cares about his own legacy and what he wants from it. We have had managers from the club. We've had Glenn Hoddle as our manager. We've had Ozzy Ardiles as our manager and so on, right? But if you think about it, when we had Conte as our manager, Conte was like, I'm too good for this club. I'm here. I'm too good. You're just Tottenham. You're not very good, and I'm better than you. I wanted someone who actually wanted to feel like they were part of it and wanted to do the right thing for it. I get it from what you're saying. You don't think that's the case with Ange?
No, I think like Mason said, he's too arrogant. He's arrogant. So he's just out to create his own legacy, and if he doesn't do it, okay, he might fall flat on his face. Hopefully he don't, but he's not. Again, they're just out for themselves, mate. The only people that worry and get passionate about it is us lot. But they're not. He's not bothered. He's not bothered. I care more or less about him, because even if he makes a complete balls up, he's still going to get a golden handshake. He's not bothered. And I'm probably wrong in saying that. He might say, I am, it's my job, it's what I've got to do, blah, blah, blah. But no, I don't think they just move on. They're all mercenaries, mate.
Yeah, okay. I get it. I do.
Sad, miserable, isn't it? And it down, it's big, we're normally upbeat.
I do get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying, but at the same time, I don't want to believe that. I don't want to believe that he is just mercenary and not interested in the club. I want to believe that he does want to win and he does want to do the right thing. Whether that's because he wants to do it for his own legacy or not is another issue. I don't know. Mason,
I think
just to take a straw. Sorry, mate. Just to take a
Yeah,
straw
go on.
poll, right? What's your view? Are you still Ange? I mean, we've
Yeah.
been really positive about Ange, right?
Yeah, no, of course I'm Ange. It's just, I think people who are saying Ange out are the same people who would say Mourinho out, Conte out, Poch out. It's reactionary. All of those managers, Conte as well. Just remember when we sacked Conte, where were we in the table? Yeah, we drew to Southampton. We were fourth, and we sacked our manager. I think that was so reactionary as well. I think the fan base just gets behind it and gets angry. And yeah, we've had a few losses come our way, but we're still 3 points behind third. It's still so early in the season. Why does it matter? Another fan that I always say, who are you going to get in? What, Stephen fucking Gerrard? Who are you going to get in? John Terry? I don't understand. I don't understand what the plan is for people who say Ange out. I think Ange has got a plan and we stick with it. Whether that means don't take the league as serious as the Europa League, like what Brad said, he's got a plan. He swears blind we're going to win a cup. We're still in all competitions. He swears blind. Are we?
Yeah.
Are we still? We are still all in all competitions, aren't we? Carabao. We ain't been there.
Yeah.
No, we are. We're all still in all competitions so far. Touch wood. So I don't see why there is a massive uproar of Ange out. Yeah, of course we should have beat Palace and we should have beat Ipswich, but these losses are going to come either way. I just don't see. I just don't see it. I don't know why people are saying Ange out when there is no answer to it. There's no
You
answer
say
to
about
it.
him winning a cup. That's his out. If we don't win anything, that'd be his excuse to go.
Yeah, I'd say yeah, but it really comes down to it. It really does come down to it. If we
I mean,
go on.
no. I know it's a long-term plan, but and I'm sure he does care. But at the moment, we've gone from what do you think what does he look like when he's on the sideline? He's just not. He's not impressing anyone with his
It
antics.
doesn't. Yeah, but when you take it into account, that stuff doesn't really. It doesn't come into play when it means points on the table and what we're doing and how we're playing. Yeah, we played like shit against Ipswich. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, it's a process. It is a process, and you got to think as well. We've got so many signings coming in December. What is it? We've got Yang. We've got a few other lads joining us. It's more depth, but the thing is, we need to come out of Jan. If we want us to finish strong, do something well in the cup, we need a left-sided defender. That's my brutal opinion, but that's what we're going to need.
I wanted to just make this point about because I know it was me that brought it up about Ange standing on the sidelines, and it does annoy me, right? It annoys me that he stands there with his hands on his pockets and he doesn't kind of get involved in it. I've managed kids football, Alex. I know you do it yourself, and that you can't help but get involved in the passion of it, right? And sometimes it goes over for some people. We've seen that, but I saw an interview with Pep Guardiola where he said a lot of the time when you're shouting at players and you're giving instructions, they can't hear you anyway. That you're basically just doing it for your own benefit, really, and for your own theatre of it. So does it really matter? Does it really make a difference? I don't know. From a fan's point of view, you want to see your manager being as passionate as you do. That was the one thing I liked about Conte, was watching him actually on the sidelines, really giving it some, and kind of loving every minute of it. And that's what I liked about him. His football, I thought, was dross and boring. And I thought he was arrogant in the fact that he thought he was better than the club. So I was all right with him going. I did think his after Southampton was bang on. I was at that game, and it was bang on. Dean, I want to come to you as well then and ask your thing. Generally speaking, we've been really positive about Ange. We've all been Angeing and giving him time and all the rest of it. Are you still Angeing? Are you wavering now? What's going through your mind at the moment?
No, I'm still Angeing, but the thing I see a comment go past. The players let him down. The players let themselves down. The players let us down. The players let everybody down. The one thing that I can't get through. No, I don't want all the history on it. So I want a little bit of passion on the sideline. Conte was too much. I don't know what information he was trying to get across, mate. It just went mad. His hands, it was like a bloke at a racetrack at one of the betters. Like, yeah. That what information is that? Like, maybe the players would know and go, no, I ain't got a clue. Is he fucking get waving a plane in or something? Because his arms were all over the shop. But when you watch all the other players, when they need to get information on, either three of the key players go over to the to Ange and go, right, okay, right, we've got a break in play. Give us some information. What are we doing wrong? What do we need to do? Where do we need to change? Do you need a tactic change? But they don't. They all just stand there and walk around. Like I said, you watch Ipswich. Every man went across to the sideline, took on some fluid, and then got the information on, set back up, and attacked us again, over and over and over. He was out of thought. We should have been better than that. You can't be that. You can't be that arrogant to go, right. Anne just told me this. Right from minute one, you're told this. If something changes on that pitch, you've then got to react to that and go, right, oh shit, we thought they were going to do this. They're actually doing that. So what do we then do? Do we swap the flanks over? What do we do? But done nothing. Really, really done
No.
nothing. So the players let Ange down. I can't put it all on the manager, but the buck does stop it there because shit rolls downhill. And he's the one that's in front of the camera. He's the one being paid the big money, and he's the one getting the check from Levy. So it's just the way things are.
Just deflating.
But
It's deflating.
Sorry,
Fucking,
gents. The live stopped. I'm looking at it now. We've been frozen for about 2 minutes now. I always have it up on my phone. We went from 13 viewers to 2.
Yeah, I don't know what's happened. I don't know why the streamers stopped working on
even the
YouTube.
stream's angry.
Yeah, even the stream's
It's been frozen for a few minutes now. So we went from 13 viewers to 2, and I was wondering why. But we're frozen from when you asked Dean the question.
Yeah, I'm not sure how to fix it. To be honest with you, what's it say here?
Could you stop the live and resume it?
Don't know. I don't know if it stops and whether you can start again. I don't know.
Ask if anybody's still there. Is anybody?
No, is there anybody there?
No, I don't think there is. I'm on my phone and we've been stuck on the same frame for about 5 minutes now.
That's strange. The live ticker's going down, isn't it?
Yeah, but the YouTube, and we've got 3 viewers now, but no, it's still not moving. It says, but the issue is, it says we're live. It's like there's no delay, no buffering. It's just not taking in the video. So I don't know. Don't know what to say.
I don't know.
We've broke the internet.
Yeah, we broke the internet. I think we're still live on. We're still live on. We're still live on Facebook by the looks of it. So I don't know what it is, how you can kind of fix it. It says the option is to remove. So if I remove it, I don't know whether it comes again or not. I don't know.
If there's a way to go live again, then it should work. If there's another button to click live, then
log out, log back in, turn it off, turn it on.
Turn it on, turn it off again.
All it says is end stream now. So I don't know. So it looks like it's ended on YouTube. But we've still got comments. We've still got comments coming in. So it's quite interesting, really. That's a few minutes ago, that last one that's come in. So well, that's kind of killed the momentum, really, hasn't it? It's killed the momentum of the overall thing. But
apparently the stream stopped at 33 minutes in, so 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
All the best bits.
All the best bits, yeah. I guess there's no point really. I guess there's no point really continuing, is there? If the stream.
Yeah, we carry on.
Yeah, you can put it out on Spotify because it's still live.
What's JJ on this one?
It's still playing on Facebook. So I don't know how you can how you can re-add it. To be honest with you, it doesn't seem to give you that opportunity to redo it. I don't know.
Daniel Levy's got involved. That's what it is.
Try.
He's done a thing. But no, it's just so frustrating. No, just one word: Ipswich. Well, two. Ipswich Town. Fucking mate, it's embarrassing.
But on that, fair play to their fans, mate. They did not
Fuck 'em.
stop. Right? No, they didn't stop.
I'd
Bearing in mind,
I'd four of them behind me, and I mean that's enough. I mentioned earlier. More and more away fans are getting in the East Stand. It's getting right on my nerves. You know, it just really, really is. But carry on, Dean.
But
Fuck 'em.
how can they? Sorry, but how are fans from other clubs being able to join and go into the home end? How is that?
Dunno.
How is that even happening?
they get CRN, and then go on ticket exchange.
But then why? But why aren't the stewards kicking them out?
No, they were just, oh, calm down. Yeah, it's okay. But no, get them out. They shouldn't be here. It's just, it's all going to rats, mate, to be honest with you. The atmosphere on Sunday was terrible anyway. Yeah, it's just, saying to Dean, it's like going to a zoo. You know, you're going there to see these people run around.
It's always those games, isn't it? It's always midweek games or teams at the bottom of the table because everyone thinks, oh, I'm going to bring someone to the game with me. It'll be an easy win. It'll be something fun to watch. And everyone brings all their mates or whatever. And then we get turned over. There's no atmosphere. There's no atmosphere at these games.
But we shouldn't get turned over.
The games where people assume there's going to be a win. I don't know if you feel the same way, but a game where people assume we're going to win, people tend to bring other people who aren't associated with the club. If you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're more inclined to, aren't you? So a midweek game, people, like we said last week, people bring their family, they bring their kids, they bring whatever. And yeah, it's a good day, but the atmosphere isn't there because the people who you've dragged along, they don't know what to do. They don't know the chants. They don't know what to say. I saw, man. Some bloke was talking about his trip to Paris next week. I was like, lads, they've just scored. This is when Liam Delap scored. And I turned around and some bloke's talking about his fucking first class flight behind there.
They should section it off. As we said before, they should section it off for season ticket holders. Then you've got your other fan base. They should section it off. Because those that want to be, I mean, everybody's like we were saying earlier, we're going to South Stand. At least, you know, there's a bit of atmosphere there, sort of thing. Yeah. Because like, it is just.
Maybe they should do what they do in the European games, where they bring in a neutral stand or a neutral section where people go, and then you sell that for those people, because clearly there isn't enough space for away fans if they're coming into the home end, right? So
Exactly.
You know, maybe that's the answer. But at the same time as this atmosphere thing is a difficult one, because when anyone's trying to do anything to improve the atmosphere, they get kind of shouted down as embarrassing and all the rest of it. And I just think to myself, well, you know, what do you want? You either want atmosphere or you don't. Or what constitutes atmosphere? You want people singing and all the rest of it, but they've got to be engaged with what's going on the pitch. And if they're not engaged on what's going on the pitch, then you ain't gonna sing or get involved in that. You know, there was times where I would stay, because I'm in the South Stand, right? And there were a couple of pits where the fans did get up for it. But then when nothing's happening on the pitch, it just becomes so negative because no one's got anything to work off of. You know, you're not getting off your seat. You're not getting excited about any of it. Because the players are not showing any passion or any interest in actually doing something. And that brings us right the way back to the beginning of this conversation, right? If the players are not bothered, your fans are not going to be bothered. You get no atmosphere, and then one doesn't feed off the other.
No, you get a huge disconnect.
It's not.
You really
it's not
get
football
a huge
anymore.
disconnect. So
sorry, Digger.
You know, so it's the same as anything, right? If you go to a concert and it's a brilliant concert and the band's playing and it's you're singing along with it, right? But if you go to a concert and it's a tribute band and they're shit, you don't sing along with it and you go home, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's exactly the same thing. If you're not entertained, you're not going to join in. So if you're not joining in, you ain't singing. But as football fans, we are fickle people. You know, we really are. If we're singing when we're winning, right, and we're sad when we're losing, but it's how you lose, right? There is a way to lose,
100%.
you know.
It's
And
just Ipswich Town. I just
yeah,
can't get
but
over it.
that's the thing now, Al. If you're as fans, we all think, the bottom of the league. They're Premiership team, right? They've come up and they've come up
They've
from the
won
Championship.
fuck all. They've won one game, and that was against us. I just can't get.
I
You
know.
know,
mate, the thing is, you cannot just be totally dismissive of any other team. I'm sorry, it just.
oh no, I get that. But I want to be behind Tottenham. But
Yeah,
it's fucking
I'm not.
embarrassing to walk down the road.
I'm not.
Ipswich fucking Town.
I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing against the fact that we should beat Ipswich Town, right? I'm not arguing against that fact, right? But my point is this: every team that's in the Premier League is in the Premier League because they
Well,
deserve to be there. They got up.
yeah.
They deserve right. They've got nothing
Yeah.
to lose. Ipswich have got
No,
nothing to lose. They can walk in there, do their best, and walk away because no one's expecting them to win.
no.
Even their own fans, our fans, no one's expecting them to win at all. So when they do win, it's a fantastic achievement for them, right? But the other thing is, and a point was made to me on one of the videos that I did, where Ipswich, whilst none of us have been watching Ipswich, the Ipswich fans are watching Ipswich, and as I say to you, we haven't been absolutely smashed by anybody. We
No.
haven't been getting done over all the time. There's some games that we probably should have won. There's some games that were draws that they should have won, and all the rest of it. So, it's
Not
not
buying
like
it.
they are cannon fodder that everyone
No,
should
not something they are.
beat. So we can't just
But Lee,
disrespect them. The players shouldn't disrespect them. They should turn up there with the same intensity to want to beat them as they are if they're playing 1970s Brazil.
but the thing is though, Lee, we played Galatasaray. I mean, we haven't spoken about that, have we? And we was all right about that, by the way. We was all right about the atmosphere. So we was all correct about that hostile atmosphere. We were a man down, and we played. And I think we played well, right? If we played like that against Ipswich fucking Town, then we wouldn't be all deflated and depressed. How can you go from playing all the?
Not if we played the way we played in the first half.
No,
if we played the way we played in the first half, we could get beaten
No, I mean
by Sophie's
second
team.
half. Yeah, it's true. Second half, I mean, but we did play well. I mean, we didn't win, but we came back a bit. But even if we just played like that on Sunday, I just can't get over the fact that Tottenham Hotspur has been smashed by fucking Ipswich Town. It just, you can say that they're a great team and they're playing well, all you like, but we're meant to be up here. It's fucking embarrassing, and that's what half the players don't understand. We're the ones that have to deal with all the spanners and all the scum and all that sort of stuff, because to them, they just take the piss all the time. My mate's in Indonesia, right? He bumped into an Ipswich fan. He said he was very happy. I did advise him where to go, So, but it's just embarrassing, mate. I just can't get over it. You could like Ipswich all you like, but no, it's not washing with me, mate. I'm so deflated.
This comes back to the point we was making just before the stream started when you were talking about going to watch Southend United, and you're paying hardly any money for it and all the rest of it. But it's about your expectation. So maybe, just maybe, we just need to reduce our expectation, and instead of expecting Tottenham Hotspur to win every game and beat everybody because they're the best, maybe we should just go, well, look, let's see what team turns up and see how well they play and see whether they are good enough or whatever.
You're sugarcoating it, Lee. You're sugarcoating it, bless you.
Listen, I'm trying to be honest. I'm trying to put another point of view across, because what bothers me a little bit is about people being entitled, entitled to win, entitled to buy them.
Not saying that.
No, I'm not saying you are.
Yeah. I get it. I do get it. But
I've seen people talking about, Ange wanted Conor Gallagher, didn't get him, he got Archie Gray instead, and blah blah blah. Like, what makes you so entitled to believe that Conor Gallagher wanted to play for Tottenham. He's a Chelsea boy, been at Chelsea all the time.
Yeah.
There's no way he was going to come to Tottenham. Regardless, we could have been the only team wanting him, and he wouldn't have come to Tottenham. I don't care what anyone says. And all these
No,
people
I mean, you're
talk
right.
about it. Oh, Eze. The reason Eze didn't come was wages. The reason Conor Gallagher didn't come was wages. The reason this other one didn't come, Neto didn't come, was all because of wages. Like they're in the room, in the negotiating room. No, you're not. You have no idea. You have no idea why they were there. People talking about Ivan Toney. Oh, we were going to get Ivan Toney, and we ended up with Dominic Solanke. Well, Ange Postecoglou said himself that he wasn't looking at Ivan Toney, and the only one he wanted was Solanke. Right? So it just shows you the level of knowledge of all these people, us included, right? Because we're just making assumptions and we're just giving it how we feel.
Points of view, yeah.
Yeah, it's all just people's different opinions, and that's what football's all about, right? After when the game's over, it's all about our own opinions of how we feel about it. You know, like
Well,
you said,
I'm sad.
we did well against Galatasaray. I thought we had a terrible, painful performance in that first half, and I was absolutely gutted watching that game. But in the end of it, we could have drew it. You know, if Kulu's shot from the halfway line had been on target, it would have been an absolutely different scenario, right?
Yeah. But like I said, there was no chances
Our
like that.
idea of resting so many players, though, Lee, wasn't it? We were going to rest loads of players because we was concentrating on the league, and when they come out to play, they just didn't play as they should have done. Because I
don't
think they've
you
got
can play the youngsters.
they had so many their eyes on the international game. Didn't want to wanted to go and see friends and family and chill out with that. So that's what I think anyway. Because it happened too many times. Like I said, 5 times that's happened now. The game before the international break, we've lost.
Yeah.
But again, flipping back to what you said, Lee, Ipswich, they're not a bad footballing team, and they haven't been smashed. Yes, they're bottom of the league. They've come up from the Championship, but they play good football, right? So it's either our mentality or the players' mentality. We didn't take them too seriously. But even Mason was worried that before we even started, it could be a tough game. I don't think you thought we was going to lose, but it was going to be a tough. It was going to be a tough game.
To be shared. I thought it was going to be a draw. Honestly, I thought it was going to be a draw.
Well, in my mind, I was expecting a 2-0 win. I thought it was going to be comfortable and all the rest of it, and it just shows that we just.
What do we know?
We've got no idea, have we? We've got no idea, and we're just sitting here and we're chatting shit. We can't even make it work on YouTube. So
yeah, I mean the highlight of the day, Lee, was your trainers. That was about it, really. Although Lee was wearing some West Ham coloured trainers and was advised to leave LTs by the DJ, but he stayed in the end.
Those trainers are the same colour as our away shirt. Same colour as our away shirt. I'll have you know. And
claret and blue. Claret and blue. Am I on the wrong podcast, Big Cat?
They weren't claret and blue. They were blue.
They were claret and blue. D.
They certainly were claret and blue. We couldn't work out whether you was a Hammers fan, Villa fan, or a Burnley fan.
Yeah, exactly. Either way, it's wrong. Yeah, in denial. He's in Egypt.
Listen, I live in Dorset, and I got Bournemouth one side and Weymouth the Terrors the other. What colour do Weymouth play? Claret and blue. There's my answer. I'm leaving it there.
So they were claret and blue.
It's not allowed, Lee. You'll be wearing red next.
Next time.
Yeah, listen, see, he's speechless.
I'm not arguing with you. You can't win an argument with stupid because they'll beat you with experience. So I'm not argue with you. Listen, you can tell he's a manager. We've only got one person left listening. We've obviously run our course.
Everyone's had enough.
I don't know how this is gonna go. Whether this stream's gonna work or what? Why it crashed on YouTube. So for those of you that were watching on YouTube and it crashed, apologies. I'll upload it as a stream afterwards, so you can watch it as a replay. But again, listen, nice bit of therapy. Got a lot off my chest. I hope you have as well. Apologies for you all talking over each other. Alex, you're terrible for that. You're talking over
I know.
everybody.
I'm just so excited. I just want to get in, but no, yeah.
You're doing it now. You're
I know.
interrupting me, mate. I'm gonna have to.
So,
I'm gonna kick you off. You carry on.
get a red light.
Yeah. But guys, listen. It's been great chatting with you, and I know we chatted before we went live anyway, and had a bit of a rant beforehand. So, but listen. Thanks for doing it. Thanks for coming on. International break this weekend, so it gives us some time to recoup, to breathe again, and to rejuvenate ourselves back for what's going to come for the rest of the season. And hopefully, it's going to be better than what we've been served up so far. But again, thanks for everyone for watching, for listening, and so on. And we'll see you all again on the next one. Up the Spurs.
Up the Spurs.
Now Spurs.
Go on then.